We'll begin tonight
in any pose where you can get comfortable. Allow your body to settle in. Perhaps begin by giving attention to the things that you can hear. Things outside of the room and inside of the room. Maybe even the sound of your own breath. What can you smell? The scent from the diffuser or from your laundry detergent. What about the things that you can see even if your eyes are closed? The way the light plays on the back of your eyelids. Is there a taste left on your tongue? And then giving attention to what you can feel. The feeling of contact between your body and the mat. Feeling of your clothes or your blanket on your body. The feeling of the cool air as it passes your nostrils on your inhale. And the warmer feeling of that same air as it leaves the body on your exhale. I know you know these well, but just a reminder about our guiding principles of yin. That we take each pose at our own appropriate depth. Playing with our edge, but not forcing past it. Finding stillness. Allowing the muscles to relax so that we can move into those connective tissues, ligaments, joints, and staying for time. Offering time under gentle stress to bring change into the body. When you're ready, we're going to move ourselves toward our seated position to prepare for our first pose. I'm going to take a child's pose this evening. You may want a blanket both for underneath your knees, and if you know your ankles aren't particularly flexible, you may want this folded edge of your blanket to tuck right up against your ankle just to provide a little extra space. Your feet don't have to press back quite as far in the pose. We'll take big toes together, knees apart as wide as you would like. And we're going to bring our bolster. You can come all the way down to the mat, or if you'd like, after sitting your hips back, we'll begin to lower our body down. And when you find that place of resistance, maybe you use a bolster or two to bring the floor up a little closer to you if you like. You can bring a cheek to the bolster if that's more comfortable for you. Perhaps you, especially if you're looking for that extra attention, you may want to reach the arms forward. Settle in. Maybe you even give your body an opportunity to breathe with that ocean sounding breath for the first few minutes of our pose tonight. Inhaling in through the nose and out through the nose. With just a little bit of constriction in the throat, like you're blowing through a straw. Inviting a deep breath into the body and feeling the back body open to make space. Softening on your exhale. Breathing deeply. Softening on the exhale. Perhaps giving attention to allow your breath to continue to grow deeper. We'll slowly come up to hands and knees. We're going to be making our way into our Sphinx pose. So if you know you like a blanket underneath you for extra cushion, you may want to spread that blanket out a little longer. You'll probably want that block and bolster nearby. As we bring ourselves all the way down onto our torso, taking a gentle back bend to bring ourselves a little bit of sensation in that low back area and some spreading across the collarbones here. Once you've decided how deep of a back bend you want, then you may want to use your bolster to prop you into your Sphinx pose so that you can relax your torso down onto it without having to do quite so much work to stay upright. You're always welcome to bring your head to a block so that your neck doesn't have to hold your head up. And once you've arrived, perhaps you relax through the legs. Relax through the low back. Notice where you feel the sensations in this pose. For many of us, when we feel a sensation in the low back, our instinct is to tighten up, to brace. Can you invite a little ease into the body? And in these first two shapes, because the front side of the body has been constricted, take a moment to check in with your breath. If it's grown shallow or ragged, maybe you can lengthen and smooth out that breath. Option to stay exactly as you are. Your body is inviting a little more intensity. You're welcome to use your hands and come up on forearms into a deeper version of your Sphinx pose, or even to straighten arms, coming into seal. Not pushing to extremes, but perhaps playing with your edge here. Use your breath. Allow it to wash over you. And then for our counter pose, we're just going to move the bolster blocks out of the way if you're using them, allowing your body to relax all the way down onto your abdomen. Maybe your hands form a pillow for your head. If you had one cheek turned to the mat on your child's pose, you might want to use the other cheek here. Might also find that lifting your heels, soles of your feet toward the ceiling, and letting your feet sway a little feels nice. When you're ready, we'll make our way up to a seated position. Coming up through tabletop. We're going to take a different variation of our butterfly than we often take in this class. If you don't like it, you can always take the reclining butterfly. We're going to take a forward folding butterfly. So you got lots of stuff here tonight. Maybe you tuck those folded blankets up underneath your thighs as you bring the soles of feet together, knees come wide. Maybe you're looking for a little sensation in inner thigh or groin area. You may also find, I invite you to check in with low back because we've just done compression in the low back. You may want extra length there. And so if you find that your body wants to dump around back into that low back, you may want to sit up on a blanket or bolster just to tilt that pelvis a bit. You can stay entirely upright, just letting your arms fall open. Or you can begin to fold forward until your body puts up that little bit of resistance or increases sensation. Once you're here, you can always use a bolster or two as support if you like. I personally like to use my elbows and my hands. When you're here, begin to notice the sensations in the feet. And in the ankles. Along the outside of the legs, the left one and the right. Notice any sensations along the outside of the legs, the left one and the right. Sensations perhaps in the thighs or the hips, even if only the sensation of contact with your supports. The sensation of sit bones firmly rooted. Sensations across the low back. And notice where your breath feels it's landing in your body in this pose. Does your back body continue to open up space to make room? Perhaps you bring your hands to provide support as you bring your torso back upright if you're folded forward. Maybe you bring hands to the outside of your thighs to provide extra support as you bring knees back together. And we're going to be making our way down onto the mat for a couple of twists. So you may want to scoot things out of your way so you've got room for a big wide open wingspan. You know I'll bring you anything you can't reach that you decide you want. And I'd encourage you to perhaps use a bolster between your legs just to keep them hip width apart. You don't have to. You might find it helpful. Once you're ready, we'll recline all the way onto our mat, bringing our knees up into tabletop. Maybe with that bolster between the legs. Taking your arms out wide into a T, and maybe even tucking those shoulder blades under. When you're ready, on an exhale, let's take both knees over toward one side. And allow your knees to settle all the way to the mat. And if that shoulder on the opposite side pops up, I'll bring you a blanket to tuck underneath it. This is our first pose in several minutes where your chest is open. Can you allow your body, that chest area, to open, making extra space on your inhale? Really feeling freedom to expand. Inviting each breath to bring renewal of energy, health, with the inhale. Feeling with each exhale a release. We'll begin to unwind, bringing those knees back up through center. Maybe you even release that bolster. Hug your knees into your chest if that would feel good. When you're ready, readjusting so your arms can be open wide. And we'll take that twist to the opposite side. Feeling spaciousness and openness across the chest. Inviting freedom of the breath. Opening the heart. When you're ready, begin to unwind. Release that bolster. Maybe hugging knees into your chest and even giving yourself a few circles with the knees. Or some variation of happy baby if that feels good in your body. And then you can begin to make your way into any position that will feel comfortable for you for final relaxation. Stop that AC from coming on. Let me know if you need an extra blanket or if your eye pillow has wandered off. And you allow your next breath to bring you just a little deeper toward rest. begin to deepen your breathing. Invite some small, gentle movement back into the body. Gradually extend to larger, gentle movement. When you're ready, rolling to your favorite side. And pressing your way back up to a seated position. Thank you for sharing your practice with me and with one another this evening. I invite you to close our time together with 3 deep cleansing breaths. In through the nose, audible exhale through the mouth. So exhale completely. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. May you be safe. May you be well. May you be at peace. Namaste.